It seems like we are ready.
All right.
Far over the misty mountains, cold to the dungeons deep in caverns cold, here is Sauci with the Hobbit.
All right. Hello. I'm Saucy. This is, like I just said, the Hobbit. Before we get into the game, I'm going to really quick explain two things you're going to be seeing throughout the run, as well as almost immediately as soon as I start the game. You're going to be just from the mic. You're going to be hearing you will be hearing a click and a space bar. Often that is a slash jump. You get extra speed from it. And then another thing, slope boost. You jump attack onto a slope. You will see that like 20 seconds in. I don't want to talk about it while doing it. I'm just getting it over with straight at the beginning. There are a few other things I will explain later on. So let's open the game. And let's get straight to it. Alright, is the game shown on stream?
Yes, it just showed up.
Okay, there it is. Alright. Let me get a couple deep breaths in, take a sip. Alright, start timer in 3, 2, 1. Another small thing, I'm completely obscuring my vision from the timer. I will have no idea whether or not I'm doing good or bad. MK could probably just tell me whether or not, but whatever. As you can see, slash jumps. This is a slope boost, and I have failed it. The point of that is to get up to an alternate end trigger for Dream World, and you will go straight into a cutscene, which leads you to an unexpected party. For this, you'll immediately just have to get your walking stick, then head out. For the level, just need to get some fruit, needs to get some stuff for... One second. You need to get a couple of materials for... I don't remember the name of the guy, I think it was Bofer. I'm standing here for 2 seconds. I will explain why soon. Okay, I need to rethink how... Okay, all quests is a category where you complete every single quest, side quest, and all of that. Has a bunch of interesting routes. I just did the wrong thing. I am so nervous right now. Apologies. And real quick, you are able to obtain one of the kid quests. There's a hide and seek quest in the level, and that just lets you get one of them instantly before you even get the quest. Now talk to Bofer. I'm pretty sure that's Bofer. And this is the beginning of the berry patch section where you obtain food, spices, etc. I'm looking up right now to do something called Hobart manipulation, which the Hobart guy in this berry patch shouldn't spawn until you see him. He spawned right in the middle there as soon as I hit F. And, okay, he heard me. I messed it up a bit, so... Fortunately, I'm going to have to stand back down, which will lose my clip warp. What I was intending to do was something called a clip warp, which... oh my god. I'm so sorry. Basically, what you do is you stand at a certain place for 2 seconds or longer, and it marks it as a safe spot. And then once you're out of bounds or somewhere completely unsafe, you can't move at all, it will teleport you immediately back to that safe spot. I will attempt to demonstrate it, but it will not be adding to the run. Basically just to show off outside of the run. Except during the run. I have no idea how to word things. So wait. Never mind. We're just gonna have to keep going. There's an invisible wall here. I have to slow boost off of that. Failed. And I have to do it again. And I made it. So get back down here, find another kid. you can interact from under the kid. Very stupid. I agree. And there's optionally a slope boost here that can do to get all the way to the top of this mountain, but I am very bad at it, and I do not want to risk death. After you get the hammer from Jack up here, this would be the point where you clip warp. Over there, you just long jump into that little space right there, and I would be back at the sausage lady. But unfortunately, I already lost my clip warp, so gotta go all the way back down. And if anyone has any questions in chat, I'll try to answer them. Or MK can if he's still here. So I have to go I'm gonna go back to the nails guy. And then I'm essentially reverting back to an older route just because I lost that clip warp. Up here I have to bring a butter churn over to a certain area which will complete one of the quests, and I can just interact with that woman next to that house, finish that quest. I just have butter. I don't even remember what I get from that of the quest, honestly, but let's see. Oh, I got cupcakes. I don't remember that. And because we got that woman's needle, we got sausages. Very fair trade. Now I'm gonna go back and get 3 apples for the rest of the gang, and everyone will have food to eat for at least a day. First, so one more child back here that I have to make sure they're no longer hiding. I've seeked them and I've caught them, and there are all the kids' quests complete. Usually you would throw rocks up here, but now you could just do it with the stick. Seriously, that easy. Then just long jump all the way over. Give the big man the food. Run up to that house, which contains the exit area. Well, it is the exit area. And that's the end of the unexpected party. Honestly, I agree, Carrie. I am pretty hungry. Legitimately. I've not had lunch yet. Alright, for the beginning. For the beginning of roast mutton, do a small little movement thing. I was able to long jump and then jump attack over to that area to get those berries. Give the guy over there the berries. And then just continue. The majority of this will sort of be playing the level. Actually, no, it will not at all be playing the level like normal. See, already. You'd have to get a lever. Instead, just go from behind. Phase through. Get a chest in advance because we will need to buy some things at the end of quests throughout the game. I missed the slope boost first. See if I can get it second try. That was... Alright. Missed it again. The nerves are insane right now. That's not a speed tech, it's just a trick, Kiri. Alright, there it is. I got the slow boost up here. Now, if this goes right, I will be able to set a clip warp here. And then actually get that clip warp. Getting back to the clip warp from here. To the clip warp from here. So that was an example of a clip warp. I literally just fell through the ground. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. It's still supposed to phase you through the ground, but a lot quicker. I didn't even know it was possible to get it right like that. That is the first time I've ever seen that. But I guess it works. Still loses way too much time for any runner to handle. This is probably my worst reset spot.
Can't go back now. Oh my.
Then, basically, trolls over here are deleted. You're supposed to sneak through a bunch of trolls, but now that we skipped that, we walked over a couple of triggers, or walked past them, and they're gone. They're all gone. We could just walk. Wait. Something wrong? Okay, now it's good. Basically, just jump straight into the end trigger. I'm gonna grab a health potion just in case. This is probably my favorite level in the run, or at least one of. You have to do a slope boost up here, which is somewhat precise, but it can get consistent. That's all I can truly say about it. It's definitely gonna take a few tries here, cause nerves, but I'll get it. I will get it. Actually, no. There's a possibility of soft locking using this trick, so I will save just in case. Another miss. And I got it. That is a pretty hard slope boost. I've rarely gotten it first try. Now this, oh yeah, MK, go straight for it. Please, dude. I am not talking too well. So basically here, you can just long jump onto the mountain. If I remember, let's go of W. If I remember correctly, the way I used to do it, I think it's the way I still do it. I suck with remembering. Is at some point, let go of W as you go up there. I might just be getting bad angles. And I was getting bad angles. Look, now we can just climb up the mountain. Really stupid. Oh. And you can also fall off of the mountain. You have to just barely walk under this invisible wall. If you walk just barely too far to the left under that wall, it will throw you straight back down. Setting a clip warp here. Is that MK?
Hello, hello.
Yo, what's good,
Yeah,
MK?
that's me. Am I audible? Am I fine?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, cool. So I'll be joining in spontaneously. I didn't realize Sauci didn't have a co-commentator, so
Yeah,
I think
it's
this
supposed
will
to have
maybe make it
cricks.
a little easier for you.
Yes, it will.
I'll just do a little bit of yapping for a little bit, and we'll figure it out. So I'm not sure what you already went over, and not for the run. I was a little distracted at the beginning. But again, this is all quests. Sauci is doing all the quests in the game, and some will involve some fetch quests. Others, like this level, are relatively straightforward. Any percent would still skip a lot more, but in this case, he just has to tick off, I think, only 4 quests, which involve going up that mountain, getting the key, interacting or saving the elf over here in the dungeon, and then finally leaving the level.
Yep.
So this run is a little all over the place with how complex some levels are. You'll have some quick ones, some that are just pretty close to NMG or older NMG routes, and you'll have some very complicated ones, like an unexpected party 2 levels back, where he had to get all these items in Hobbiton from all the different places. As an example of one of the more complicated ones, while this one might be a little more straightforward.
The new AOP run was
And-
only I found out about like less than a week ago, right?
Yeah, correct.
And I
It still
got the
takes a
clip
lot
warp.
of. Oh, let's go.
First try.
So what Sauci was doing all this time was he was basically just going to the top of the mountain because everything was more accessible from there. Setting his clip warp there, which is basically the last place where the game remembers Bilbo is safe, so it remembers this location just in case something wrong happens. And then Sauci went back down the mountain, taking all the quest boxes, doing everything he needed to do, and forcing a state in which the game panics and thinks, okay, he's no longer safe, warping himself back up, and finishing the level like that. So it's just a more efficient way of doing those few quests.
I'll find my way to the trail.
Overhill, you basically just go throughout the level almost the entire same way as NMG. There's one optional trick I'm not going to go for here. Everything is relatively the same. I'm not going to go for pillar skip. That's it.
Yeah. Pillar skip is a pretty minor time save for a category this long, so
Yes.
it's not really necessary, especially in a marathon.
Mhm.
So, Sauci, I'm not sure which routes you end up using in which level, so this is a little bit of
I'm not
commentary, but-
I'm not going to use the new gathering. I'll be playing
Okay,
I'll
fair.
be playing regular inside and the hard warm welcome.
Okay. Cool. I'll go one. That's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna be using the gathering that me and Crix had worked with a little bit before, but we never fully turned out. I guess it's very far from what we had before.
Okay, cool. Well, then I know what to expect.
Yeah.
I also don't know how much of the commentary you want me to cover because I do know you're a little nervous. You mentioned that, so
Yeah, I'm not.
if you
I'm
want
not.
me to just
I'm not.
yap while you're focusing or whatever, let me know.
You can yap whenever.
Okay. I like that. I like yapping.
I do too,
So this
whenever I'm
level,
not
like
nervous.
Sauci said, it's very straightforward, but not just in the sense that it's also a lot like NMG, but even in NMG, this level is just very linear. You do very little backtracking. You're just kind of moving through it and doing everything you need to do, which actually makes it a surprisingly movement-heavy level.
Also,
And
it
for
answers
beginning runners-
to answer Zoe's
Go ahead.
question. I think so. Yeah. First time all quizzes ever been done in the marathon. Do you know? Okay.
I'm not the best person to ask, but that could be right. Either
Cool.
that or Crix has done it at some smaller marathon, but I wouldn't be able to say for sure.
Yeah.
I'm actually... Yeah,
Crix is
I'm not
god
the
of
right guy to
GameCube
ask.
all quiz. I like that guy.
He is. But yeah, this level is definitely a bit of a movement test, especially around the outside parts. It's pretty rough for how early this level is in the game. There are just parts you can fall off and instantly die, and for newer players, this can be kind of a little bit of a wall.
Mhm.
But Sauci should be fine by now.
Yeah.
Especially in terms of all quest, it's actually in NMG. This is like one of the longer, if not the longest level.
Yeah.
But in all quests, it's not even close. You got a lot more you got to
And-
deal with.
And in NMG, like the past minute we just went through would be skipped by just walking through that wall over there. But it'd be better to watch an
I don't know
NMG
if that's on
run.
my side, but I think Sauci's lagging a bit for me.
Chad, am I lagging?
Yeah, you were actually on stream.
Okay.
It's fine. So what he's doing right now is he's probably... Okay, the stream is catching up. I'm not sure how much delay I actually have on the stream myself.
Stream
either,
is
so-
probably like 10 seconds or so.
You just started the cutscene for Island Skip for me.
Okay, yeah,
Islands.
probably like 12.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. No problem.
Oh. Oops.
So in this section, Sauci is getting a bunch of gears to repair the bridge lowering mechanisms, which in NMG you can just skip, but these are classified as quests, so it means he'll be jumping all over.
It's my
He's
job.
also been collecting some chests. That's part of the money route, because in this game there are certain locked chests which will have a mini game to open, but you can buy skeleton keys at the end of levels, and those will let you open those chests instantly. So this is more efficient and less random. That's why I see him go out of the way for some coins and some chests here and there, even when they're not required for quests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be an incentive next year. No money route.
No money? I mean, it'd be a little bit annoying, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't change
I mean,
that much.
It's
Could do
money.
a spider boss incentive. Just
Oh.
to suffer completely.
Oh god. Yeah, that'd be even worse. No, never.
Fair enough.
I quit playing
What we're
casual.
talking about
I
is-
quit a casual playthrough because of that.
Oh man. What we're talking about is in the next 2 levels from this level. It's called Flies and Spiders, and at the end there's a big spider boss, which for a long time we didn't know how to skip, and it's really just not a fun boss whatsoever. There's just spiders everywhere, and you have lower health than you should because you're doing a speedrun and not getting as many levels. So it's a pretty painful boss fight, but fortunately we were able to skip that for NMG, and then later on, by some miracle, even though you'd expect a big boss to be a quest, it is also possible to skip it in all quests. So.
Also, and right
Sauci doesn't
here,
have to deal with that.
I'm trying to do a slow boost up to Thorn, which when we talk to him, he just places us right next to him, and then I have to run over to that Beaufort little guy, that little rat thing, and give him the firewood.
Yep.
Then we're good
and
to
this
go.
isn't just a slow boost up. There's actually an invisible wall that is blocking him, but like Sauci said, because he's interacting with Thorin, he actually just placed him at the other side of the invisible wall, which is neat.
Yep. Just got a decent bit of money. I'm heading into Riddles.
Alright. So Riddles is one of the more complex levels. It will be a big section in the middle with a bunch of mine carts and a bunch of objectives all over the place. So there's going to be some complicated routing going on here. But the main gist of it is you're trying to start all the lifts throughout the level, and you're trying to get to the jail cell where they're keeping one of the dwarves, and you're trying to free him before finally escaping the level. And that will involve, well, you'll see when you get there.
Yeah.
There will be a bunch of tricks involved. Some precise, some just cool looking.
Not as complex as you'd expect, but it always feels nice and looks nice, honestly.
It does, yeah. I think aesthetically, Riddles might be my favorite level in the game.
Yeah. I think like just the outside of inside information, just looking out to that sky.
True. Actually, looking down from the top of Trollhole is also a good view.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so starting off, you just saw Sauci go out of bounds to get one of the switches earlier. I don't remember if that one's for a lift or not.
Hold off that long jump perfectly.
Nice. Just with a little out of bounds, and basically the goal of this big area is just to get to every point of interest in the fastest fashion possible. So it's mainly a routing challenge, what you see going on here. Maybe visually, there won't be too much crazy stuff going on. There's a couple things still that are interesting for sure. But you see the money route still continues. Sauci breaking some boxes on the way intentionally and all of that. It's sometimes a little bit hard to see what is a quest and what is not a quest. Oh, you actually also do, I don't know which Riddles route this is. I don't know if this is an older one.
I'm pretty sure it's old. I just had my clip warp next to the yellow room of the area. And got the key, which I will have to bring back to that area. That's why I'm setting the clip warp there. I will jump down here to get the ward stone, which with the key, it will basically just take me straight back to the place that needs the ward stone. And to get out of bounds so I can clip warp, pretty easy. That, and that. Fall.
Right there you saw an example of the skeleton key too with the gold chest. He was able to open it instantly.
Yes. And I got the clip warp right. Yippee.
Isn't there also a ledge clip warp there?
I don't think ledge clip, I think it's a long jump clip warp.
Yeah, that's what I mean with ledge clip. You long jump into the ledge. So.
I never got good with that. I first started learning All Quest off of an older Moose run, and when he first did that, I could never replicate it.
I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm just wondering because I haven't seen this route in a while, so I'm a bit out of the loop on it.
After this, I'm definitely gonna be like getting more update on All Quest if I do continue All Quest, because I really don't want to play NMG. Honestly.
No, it's fair. I'm not judging you either. It's actually kind of interesting to just see the older stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Riddles route is that.
It doesn't
route anyway. I could be wrong.
I don't remember differing much. Like I remember I think in a VC of Crix, he was playing Riddles. He did another clip warp at some point, but I don't remember what it was for. So,
you get the key you just got. You get it early by doing some janky clip. After the exploding barrels instead of going straight to the mug lift.
Next marathon.
You kind of work from there.
Next marathon,
yeah.
I'll say Gigi was good. Oh no, don't kill me. Don't kill me. This little guy's trying to kill me. I gotta kill him. Yeah, get killed. Unlike you.
Yeah, and I'm afraid
Unlike
the
you.
danger in the speedrun is that the amount of health you have, even though it's all quests, you still end up missing a lot of the
Yeah.
courage points, which are the experience, and that means Bilbo is gonna have less health than normal.
Even scarier in
And-
an NMG depending on the level.
Yeah, depending. I'd say all quests you actually get to interact more with enemies, so I might give it to all quests. for being
Gathering's a
being
lot scarier for sure.
Yeah, I feel like Cloud's Burst too, because you're rocking a bunch of enemies and they have those messed up exploding arrows.
Yeah, especially at like the clip
You never
warp
know.
back, especially the clip warp back to the explosion.
Yeah.
Here it's basically a little stealth mission, but you ain't got to stealth at all. You can just run. You can just run over to the guy's jail cell. Tell him to make him insult a goblin. Then the goblin.
Yeah, just trying to lure him away from the
Yeah.
switch that actually
him-
opens the jail cell.
Yeah, I gotta get him mad. The guy walks away from the switch for some reason. I think he just doesn't. I think he just wants the guy to shut up. He doesn't want to hear him anymore. I don't know why. Absolutely no reason. But that allows us to get the switch. And now we just jump up some things.
That's pretty
climb
much the
rope,
level done. All that's left is to ride the minecart to the ending section.
and to skip
and then we're
the
into-
Gollum cutscene.
Yep.
The
Which
little-
will unlock the ring, the iconic ring, and that will help with future stealth sections. It will turn Bilbo invisible
Mhm.
for a limited amount of time. It's not too useful in the speedrun generally, but in all quests you kind of need it.
Yeah, absolutely. A godsend in Cloud's Burst.
Yeah, I think
Especially if you don't want to be
NMG
risky.
doesn't use it. Yeah, NMG doesn't use it at all anymore. Only really for some safety strats.
Not
if
at
you want
all.
it. It's kind of funny that this iconic item is just not used in the main speedrun category.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of all quests. You get to see a little bit of everything, way more of the levels, way more of the items, actual fights. Well, quote unquote, because there's some some tech with that too.
Mhm.
Okay, so soon we're moving into flies and spiders, which is, you would think it's a linear level if you played it casually, but in all quests there's actually quite a lot of warping and random shenanigans.
Oh, I got the long
to skip
jump.
a bunch of stuff.
I got the long jump.
Oh, the annoying long jump, yeah.
I was getting a first try usually when I was trying to finish other like regular AQ runs beforehand. But here we are, flies and spiders.
Yep.
It's a pretty good looking environment, I'd say.
Yeah, flies and spiders is definitely one of the more fun all quest levels in my opinion. It used to be one of the harder ones, but
Yeah.
recently some really messed up routes have been found, so I don't
Yeah.
think that holds water anymore.
The TSSS.
Yeah, I mean TSSS. I personally don't think it's that hard.
It's not hard at all.
Yeah, okay,
It does make it
but
easier.
it's cool.
'Cause- oh my
Oh,
god,
like
I
that
just
you mean?
missed.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just missed the
I was more
slopes
thinking-
3 times.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, not at all.
We're here to have a good time and show off the
I don't
game.
even have live split open. I'm not even able to see the time, even with Twitch is open. I'm just
You're
enjoying
big
myself.
chilling. That's all I'll tell you.
Yeah, big
don't worry.
chilling. And also the little long jump that it can. If you get it wrong, if I get it wrong once, it will take me another 10 tries.
Oh
To get
yeah,
it.
it just puts you in like an awkward spot.
Yeah.
You don't have your run up and everything.
hmm Like 2 long jumps down, wait a little bit to get it to do another long jump. Perfect. But you can never realign yourself if you mess it up.
Yeah. So I'm not too familiar with this route anymore either. I've only de-rusted some of the newer routes myself.
Mhm.
But you just manually go back to Corwin after this, right?
What was that?
You just manually go back to deliver the stuff. You don't do a warp, right?
Yeah, I just go deliver.
Okay.
I remember seeing Crix do that. I had no idea. I don't even remember where he warped from. I just remember seeing it happen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and
yeah.
I forgot
In fairness,
a key.
all quest resources, the all quest resources we have could use some updating. I think
I
for
mean,
NMG it's pretty easy to get into, but all quest has evolved a lot and has not been the most popular category, so it's a little harder to
Like,
find all the info you need.
Like, I think our number 3 NMG player Zarok has has a tutorial for NMG, goes through each and every single level, even in the information, just to get the game, get it all working. If anyone's interested in ever running the game, specifically NMG, go straight to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah,
if
the
you have,
game in general, the speedrun is super accessible, but all
Yeah.
quests might be a little harder to get into.
oh, for sure. Even like already just because of the length.
Yeah.
This is the run that started to let me handle longer runs.
It's a pretty difficult run. I'd say all quests.
Yeah. For sure
There's a
difficult.
lot that can go wrong.
Especially new routes.
Yeah. Have you died yet? I'm not sure if that's.
I have not
the
died
death
yet.
mechanics are clear to the viewers yet. Well, if you die in this game, you are put back either at
Oh.
the start of the level or your last save. There are
Wanna
no
know-
automatic checkpoints.
I think something worse just happened.
Oh, that is pretty bad indeed. I'm gonna
Soft lock.
just jump attack. No. Just jump attack after you've been falling for a while. You should
Okay.
take fall damage and die. So that was interesting. What just happened is Sauci had his clip warp set. Oh, you didn't die from that?
I don't know. I did not.
Oh, I guess it should have been on the first one. Yeah. I mean, in that case.
Should I just pull out
You might
HST?
Yeah, might just have to load up a save or something. I
Alright.
don't know if there's a good different fix I can think of right away.
Allow me a minute, guys.
But what he just showcased is the beautiful jankiness of the
Yeah.
Hobbit. There's many cases where you can actually just soft lock yourself, even casually. So what actually happened here is Sauci had his safe position, that clip warping thing we talked about earlier, set earlier in the level because he's been jumping around a lot. He's been doing his slash jumps, his long jumps for movement. So purely on accident, his save position was still at the beginning or near the beginning of the level. He kept going, and then something tragic happened. He did his out of bounds and accidentally fell out of bounds. Game thinks, okay, that's no good. We're gonna put him back where he was last safe. But that was so long ago, it was no longer loaded. So now what's happening is his safe position is somewhere midair. He's falling. Game thinks, okay, not good. We're putting him back at his safe position.
All right, open.
Nope.
Open again.
Safe position is still out of bounds, so he just keeps falling in that loop, and there he goes.
While this may not be the best representation of the run, it is the best representation of the experience.
I feel like that's all you want from my marathon, right?
Yeah.
See the run, see the game a little more, see what
Yep.
it's actually like to speedrun.
When is the pros and
Seeing-
cons?
Yeah,
There's
because
nothing
seeing like a
this
full
Hobbit.
PB and a full run is obviously good, but this also kind of shows the behind the scenes, like how do you get there? What do you have to deal with?
The game just immediately went so loud after I reopened. Oh my
Oh,
god.
classic.
Oh, that nice little accidental slow boost.
Like a little custom.
Yeah. I don't even. I will never see the gain and just like. Oh, and I got the and I hit the load trigger that stops me from just jumping straight down to it. Okay. See, can I do the other jump? Nope, I cannot, and I am dead.
If you get there in that state again, you can also jump over to the left to the rocks that kind of wrap around. It's a little slower, but a lot
Yeah.
easier.
A lot easier. I think if I just had it in F instead of just me looking up, it probably would have been a lot easier to tell whether or not that would have been good.
For sure.
This is
Flies and
off-
Spiders is not an easy level to do in the speedrun, especially
Yeah.
if you're trying to do jumps like that. So
honestly,
worry,
honestly neither
Sauci's,
run. When I played NMG, this was one of my biggest checkpoints. When I'm playing this is one of my biggest choke points.
yeah, even in NMG, there's quite a lot to do.
Probably see
Definitely
some,
a tricky level.
maybe even some. I don't know which other like extra categories this would apply to, but I'm gonna assume it's the same for a few of them at least.
Maybe I guess the only exception I can think of would be menu glitches. I think that's
Yeah.
already set up by Flies and Spiders, and I think you just straight up skip it entirely. But we don't talk about that category. That category doesn't exist, if you ask me. Just like 100% also doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
I feel so bad for Tess.
100% in this game is a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
That's why usually you think in terms of completionist categories, 100% is like the golden standard, but in the Hobbit it is all quests, because in 100% you're also required to get all the courage points and all the silver pennies, but especially the courage points, that EXP, those gems, those are quite problematic because they can drop from enemies, and enemies have the same superpowers that Bilbo does in this speedrun, where they can just go out of bounds and do whatever magic they want. So in certain levels, like Gathering of the Clouds, the enemies can just go out of bounds, and if your objective is to kill all the enemies for all the courage points, good luck.
Basically, it's like the 880 moons for Mario Odyssey. That's what 100% is to this game. For anyone who's
you get
aware.
everything.
Yeah.
And that includes you get a dose of everything that is not good about the game.
Mm.
Which I'm thankful for it in all quests too, is that most combat in all quests is completely optional. There's only a few fights where you actually have to do anything. And in my opinion, sure it's subjective, but the combat in this game is not good. While I think the movement and like all the tricks are very cool. So
yeah, I agree. I agree. Like when you have all the scrolls, it looks cool. But like just actually doing it, it's terrible.
Yeah, for sure. Can the enemies also slow boost? I don't think they can slow boost, but I've definitely seen them do some jank, like just falling through.
Someone tell the technical server.
Kind of stuff.
Someone tell this technical server they got work to do.
Oh man. So what Sauci's doing right now is pretty interesting. Normally, you would climb this tree, take a slide down, then go to the big tree where the spider boss is. But that's surprisingly a very long slide to do, and can be quite tricky to do fast because there are other tricks there. So what he's doing is tree skip, or what do we call it again? I'm so lost.
Tree skip. I don't remember.
Yeah, tree skip something. It's an iteration on iteration, and what he did was he actually went like partially up triggers, then jumped back down around those triggers that he activated so they didn't deload, and take an alternate path that backtracks a little bit to get over to where he wants. He needs to do it this way because there are many ways that this tree where the final boss is will not be loaded properly, and the way he's doing now looks a little funny because this additional skybox just happens to be loaded over the rest of the level, which just looks jank. And now the important part is Sauci just set his clip warp in this very specific out of bounds spot, and this specific out of bounds spot just happens to have an end level trigger beneath it that would just end the level without doing the spider boss. But his objective is to do all quests, so he will obviously be doing the spider boss, except he won't. He will just do the prerequisites for the spider boss, which is to free the dwarves. The actual spider boss itself is not a quest. So
sadly we have to keep
free
him
all the
alive.
dwarves in here. Yeah. He's gonna free all the dwarves in here, do some movement, and his clip warp spot is still back out there. So once he's done, before the spider boss spawns, he's gonna warp back.
This is my favorite part of playing the boss. Oh,
yeah.
It's you can never feel bad when you get that right. That's probably the best. That's the best one I've had in a while. Yeah. Doesn't save too much time, but but I would recommend doing it for anyone interested because it's just so nice.
It's just fun.
It's just good.
Yeah, it's just fun. That was a little trick where you take fall damage.
I'm gonna have to jump attack to get into the trigger.
Ooh,
yes, got it.
Nice. So Sauci had his clip warp position set back a little too far to where the trigger was. So once he warped back, he waited to get warped one more time to that spot, and he did his jump attack to get the forward momentum he needed to hit the trigger anyway. A very nice backup, I will.
It's probably the most...
Barrels out of bond is unfortunately not as interesting as what you just saw.
I forgot to immediately ring after that long jump.
Oh, I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
You just want to get on with it, get your move on.
And then she didn't even come back after she left.
Oh yeah, if you don't like fully reload the level, the elves are in like a weird cycle after you die. So stay diligent. This game is jank, and you well, you know it.
Yeah, it's been enough time.
compared to flies and spiders, barrels isn't nearly as interesting from a speedrun routing perspective. There aren't as many skips you can do, though recently, towards the end, there's been something cool found.
Yeah.
But mainly for this level, it's just stealth and
Um,
going through it as you almost normally would, at least when comparing to like a GameCube speedrun.
mhm.
Because the normal PC speedrun, funnily enough, on the GameCube speedrun, when it comes to NMG anyway, barrels is the longest level in the speedrun. On the PC speedrun, it's the shortest.
It's 10 seconds.
Yeah, and the PC and GameCube versions aren't even that different. They're very similar if you're just looking from an outside perspective. Just some PC magic makes it possible. But unfortunately for this run, all the quests need to be done, so we get to see the level.
And on a TV, GameCube looks so much cooler.
Oh yeah. So the main story objective in this level is to free the dwarves that have just gone imprisoned. Fortunately, you can actually skip almost every cutscene in this game.
These boxes
So
were
you're
a
not-
great time to hydrate.
You're not getting the story, but you're gonna have to trust me on that.
Yeah. Also, isn't that just how so many of the trees found? Just trust me.
True. Just trust me, bro.
Even from like the eye of someone who hasn't played the Hobbit before, you see some of the craziest stuff on Earth. You like believe it's fake. You're basically relying on a trust me bro bond for just a non-believer.
I think we're getting another lag spike right now,
Maybe.
but if it's like the other ones, it resolve quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's back already.
Cool.
Nice. Didn't miss much, fortunately. If there's gonna be a lag spike, this might be one of the best levels for it,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion. Is what's your least favorite level in the All-Quest speedrun, Sauci?
Hmm. Normal can be weird, but it's like oddly, but it's a lot more fun in IL.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. So that's one of the reasons why I can't say I like completely hate it. I know Crix.
Yeah,
I know Crix.
It's really hard, everything, but it's also just satisfying, and the route is like, from a technical standpoint, very cool.
I know in
So
like
it's hard to hate it, right?
I know in like one. Actually, honestly, if I were to play in this run, I would completely despise Gathering.
Okay. The new route, you mean?
Yeah,
or just
the
in
new
general?
route. I'm
New
not.
route is
I'm not.
pretty rough.
I'm like nowhere near good enough to get it right. Like I've only made it, I guess 20% of the way. I'm still not even good with that different thorn statue jump.
Yeah, it's really rough. I've been watching Shocky IL at a ton, and it took him
Oh.
so many tries to get a run that he's satisfied with, and that's
Mhm.
the best of the best player right there. So
Like the route I'm gonna be doing in
Goes to
this
show.
run, not many people are really have seen it. With that, Gathering is probably one of my favorite.
fair.
And I guess,
think-
let's see. Now to finally answer the question, let me think a second.
Yeah, which one's the least favorite? If you just have to remove one from the speedrun, which one?
Oh shit. Oh.
I can tell you what I'd pick. If that
Yeah,
helps.
tell me that first.
I think I'd pick AUP or Gathering with a new route too. AUP, I hate Hobart, and I hate like how much there is to do so early in the run.
You need to do
I think
Hobart.
that's an
You
easy
need to
pick.
do Hobart Minute, bro.
I haven't tried it actually, but it's still like if you're doing Hobart fast,
Yeah.
you're basically not waiting ever, so it's still like good. It's just annoying because he'll randomly hear you when you don't want him to and all that.
Yeah, basically just look all the way up, and right before you see, basically right as you see one of the bales in front of the berry patch, hit F and he'll be there. It should be able to get more consistent, and you'll be able to have that same speed. You will have that exact
I'll mess
same
around
speed.
with it for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, even then, I
it
think
might
AUP
it would
has
probably
so
have
much-
to interrupt chicken list though. Isn't that how you line up with? You line up with Cat?
Yeah, It probably does. I'm not too attached to it personally though.
Yeah. I would
Oh, here
interrupt
comes a
you
cool
once.
trick, by the way. Are you going for it? Or not?
Oh no, sadly. I literally forgot about it. As it
Yeah, so there's some very new stuff in the All-Quest run, to the point that it's like a week ago that some stuff was found, so you're probably not like practiced on a lot of it.
even less than a week on most of them. I think Crix found some that isn't truly official yet in riddles, but it's something possible in riddles. A new thing like 3 days ago.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
This category's been getting a little bit of a resurgence recently, which is very cool to see.
I would really like to claim to be part of the reason, but purely because I just love this category.
Hey, you could say it. You were running all quests before people started coming back, right?
I think
You take the credit.
I also started just praising it way too much. Actually, no, not too much.
I'm gonna hijack commentary
much.
from you real quick so you can focus on a warm welcome right now.
Yes,
How's that
please.
sound?
Please.
Okay, so warm welcome. Objectives are many. So many objectives, so many things to do in this little town, and it starts off really janky. So first thing, Sauci is going out of bounds, and what just happens to be at the top, mid-air, in a warm welcome, is a trigger that advances a certain quest, which will basically turn the whole routing upside down. So what he's trying to do, and is very difficult, is he's trying to climb all these roofs, get onto an invisible wall to make a precise jump. Fortunately, he boosted too much, died.
Yeah.
Very reasonable on this level. Very, very hard route. Maybe the hardest route in the game.
Yes.
Debatable,
Maybe New Gathering is definitely up there.
Yeah, New Gatherings has got a shot.
It also seems a lot less consistent.
Yeah, I'd say so. Though this might be more difficult from like an execution standpoint.
Maybe.
But either way, so he's gonna hit that trigger that's midair. You can't see it, but Sauci will have the visual references. That's gonna advance one of the quests later, and that's gonna mean that the whole routing is completely different. He's gonna be able to do stuff when he normally wouldn't be able to, which is big in this level because there's normally a waiting section, which can then be filled by something that is not waiting, which, you know.
With the trigger, you basically have another quest in advance that you can do.
Yeah.
And
That's a
also,
good way to play it.
I also finally got that slow boost. Okay.
Yeah, that boost is onto a very thin invisible
Got
wall.
it.
Let's go. I'll call that first try for you because it's right after the boost.
First try at the long jump.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that
So you
looks
didn't.
stupid.
That may not have looked like much, but that was a precise jump to hit a trigger that just happens to be midair there. I believe that's one of the cutscenes, or one of the triggers that's actually just meant to be activated during a cutscene, and that's why it's just in a random high up place. But funnily enough, you can actually reach this one with that very complicated set of parkour moves that Sauci did.
And another thing that makes it reasonably hard is that the trigger's small, and for a bunch of triggers, you have to be almost directly in the middle for it to trigger.
Yeah.
Alright,
and
setting
you're
another
like
clipboard.
doing it from a small invisible wall that you don't get a lot of room to run on. And there's not many ways you can make that jump harder.
But there
So,
is
Sauci
like
just said his clipboard.
one way you can make it easier, and it just barely makes it easier.
But he's not out of the. You're not out of the woods yet. You still got a lot of things to do. This is one of the longer levels, even for all quests, and that's just because there's so many objectives in this little town. And what he's doing right now is he's activating the thief quest, which is that quest where you normally have to wait. You'd have to stealth follow the thief to a warehouse. But because he's advanced that quest before. What he's going to do instead is he's going to warp back to that spot he set before, which is actually where Thief Quest ends. So the game actually makes him pretty much immune to Thief right now because he's made it to the objective. Now he just has to wait. And instead, the next warehouse has opened up. So he's going to be doing that while the Thief keeps walking, which is obviously better than having to wait that entire time. Here he's going to be doing another clip warp, sending it right at the start of this warehouse. He has to go parkour through this, flip a switch, and then he can warp back.
The poison has been getting me a lot more, and I'm trying to stay as safe as possible.
Yeah, the poison here is tricky for sure.
Yeah. Like, I used to just walk on the wall and get it first try, but something changed, man.
Yeah, don't worry about
and
it.
I accidentally killed myself.
Oh no. Did you make a safety save?
No.
That is rough. We'll get to see the cool route again.
Yeah, y'all get to see this guy Jigger again.
Yeah. Consider it on the job practice.
Gooby has so much more time to get ready now. Oh,
I think it'll be alright still.
I mean, I almost died there. Key, I'm so sorry.
Wait, I guess a safety save after doing this again wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. I thought, like, before I actually started this run, I had plans for where to save. I lost it all the moment I started. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's an underrated aspect of marathon running. You kind of end up with like a different plan than you normally have in your run.
Like, I was gonna, and I
throw you for a loop.
I needed to heal, but I still did the long jump.
We get some more practice. Never.
Just for exhibition reasons. Just for exhibition reasons.
Exactly.
One more time. Thank you for that thought, Hector.
Yeah, so this is actually very thoughtful of Sauci to do because, you know, there's always new people wanting to get into the game, and sometimes, you know, if you make mistakes, you feel bad. So he's just showing that little human side of the run, you know. Everyone makes mistakes. That world record video you see is the culmination of hundreds of attempts. Everyone goes through it. You'll be alright.
And in a few months, it might just seem terrifying. All Quest world record will look legendary with the new stuff.
Maybe. Who knows?
And
Until something new is found.
And already, like, Shocky got the world record with time saves by minutes, and I jumped into the river.
Oh no! You also didn't grab the save. That was right there. Oh
Dude.
dear. I think you'll still be all right though.
First marathon. First marathon.
First marathon? I'd say
Yeah.
you're just making efficient use of the time slot you've been given.
No.
Nah, it's fine. It's just part of it.
Next year I'm probably gonna do like 06, like Sonic 06. It's gonna be so much worse than this one.
Nah, I don't know much about that run.
You already, just from knowing about how like buggy the game is.
Yeah, I know the game is really bad. It has like infinite load times too and everything.
I actually don't mind the load times playing on native.
I don't mind load times too much in general either. Like console Hobbit has some pretty bad load times too.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to grab that save.
I feel like it's kind of a nice break, though it does get annoying in the early game.
MK, good news. I got the save.
Holy, we're so back.
We're so getting world record with that save. Shocky could never. Shocky could
He's
never
allergic
use
to
a
saves.
save point ever in his life. Even to save someone's life. I don't know. I have no idea why I'm not mad.
You don't have to be mad.
Oh, not on myself, just the game for
It's always the game's
for
fault.
the river.
You know,
Okay.
you just think of it as the game is sometimes just mean. So what can you do?
Yeah.
Just keep going. We got
Like
to hang
one-
out for a little longer.
Like one of the weird things is there aren't many tricks you can call RNG. It just always feels like that. You can say that for so many games though, but for so many tricks it does feel more like RNG, even though it just isn't RNG, man.
Yeah, like there's no actual random number generator spinning up in the background that's
Yeah,
affecting
it's
a
not
lot of
going
stuff.
one.
It really only comes down to like some enemies and some weird interactions, but for the most part,
Are we gonna walk down to Renar safely?
this game just has a lot of variables. Like, it looks like the movement is pretty straightforward what you've got going on, but like every slash jump is a little different. Your long jump timing can get weird.
Yeah.
Stuff can get weirdly precise in this game, so like with that many variables to track, sometimes things will just get inconsistent.
You could have the worst slash jumps ever and get the worst runs possible, just depending on the day. And thank God I saved. I thought the poison gas was going to go out, but it didn't, so.
So back.
We're so back, but sadly we can't demonstrate for all of the people out there the beautiful warm
In fairness,
beginning route.
I think that's taking the time to make that save makes the. Oh wait, no, you saved before actually. Never mind.
Yeah. Did my it crashed. The game crashed.
Oh, it's classic.
Okay.
We're getting the full package right now.
Dude,
Honestly, still unlucky, but.
y'all are learning. Y'all are learning today. I mean, I did say
You're planning to play.
I did save run next to rent. What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Wait, what? I saved next to Renar and it took me to Troll Hole. Time to bring up the HST again.
Check the load game menu, see if it's still there.
Actually, I will. One sec.
Did you have
I love this game.
Did you have HST open while you made that other save and then close it?
I had it open. I like my cursor is just stuck to the game. I still don't really know how to get it out, so I kind of just have to.
Okay,
Right.
well, then the
let's
explanation
see.
is like, once you close HST, it restores all the save you had from before you opened HST. So because you made that save with it open, it took it out after. But no big deal.
Should
That's
I
just a quirk of the
should I put the
speedrun
save in
tool
levels or
Sauci uses.
segment? Who wants to see
Just do whatever
who
makes
wants to
most
see the
sense.
sky trigger again?
I don't think people need it again. I think we've covered it enough. Can you just have one save
Yeah,
real
actually,
quick?
yeah. I'm just gonna. Okay, Poison Warehouse. There it is. This is gonna be my best all quest run ever. Okay. Here again. We did it. Alert. Volume. Volume. Yes.
Alright, sorry about that. My
Yeah.
cat was being a menace.
Terrifying. Okay. Can I get the clip warp?
Hey, if it makes you feel better, this is definitely the hardest level you do with your with the routing you've chosen, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So we're almost there.
Inside
it's
inside
worth
info is
mentioning,
just a
Sauce.
bit easier.
Yeah, I agree. I guess it's worth mentioning that crash that Sauci had, it's not super uncommon for the Hobbit to crash. There is a lot of jank. Some of it can be intentionally avoided, some of it not. But if you're planning to get into the Hobbit, don't let that stop you. It's really only a problem in the longer categories. It's quite rare in the shorter ones.
Depending on whether or not you
Okay.
feel good in the day, it can be funny rather than maddening.
Yeah. And a crash doesn't have to be game-ending if you make your backup saves. It just so happened that because of the way Sauci had like his speedrun tool set up,
Yeah.
that the save was temporary.
And also specifically with all quests, some runs still continue after a crash. One of the things we use for all quests is summary tracker, which allows us to see whether or not
Yep.
the run is valid. Still allows the run to detect the crashes and make sure the run keeps going,
Yep.
as well as the auto splitter that's already been made.
So the interesting stuff in a Warm Welcome has kind of died down for a bit.
Yep.
If you like graph out the intensity of a Warm Welcome, it's like a big peak, then a bit of a hill, and then like a smaller peak. Towards the end, we get some cool stuff again, but now it's just some fetch quests, get some bottles, go here, go back, But at the
Yeah.
end, we get to see something that is actually kind of historically interesting. It's
Yep.
like a very old trick for NMG that managed to resurface in all quests through some clever routing and would otherwise not really be seen in the run anymore. So we'll talk about it when we get there, but look forward to it. For now, though,
I
he
almost
just
missed the
finished the
leak.
thief quest. If you
Almost
remember
missed the
that
leak.
whole thing about him going out of bounds and like saving that quest to be done later, he just did that.
One of the things about
Which
Thief
technically-
Quest, with the old
Yeah.
route, when you did the clip warp there, you would just. Okay, let me try to word this. You would just sit there for like a minute,
Yeah.
and now that we don't sit
It's a
there for a
waiting
minute,
quest.
we just go back later to claim it.
Time to see what's inside.
Yep. So that makes that whole out of bounds adventure worth it if you can get it in a reasonable amount of time.
It's also possible to
very much easier
crash.
said than
It's also possible to crash right here in the Goblin Warehouse, which used to happen to me like so much.
I
So,
actually haven't experienced that one.
but just in case it aligned with the same frame that I'd pick an item up, I just broke every box just in case.
Oh, is that how the crash works? I don't get those items, so maybe
That's
why
what
it's never
that's what I remember Crick's telling me.
I mean, it would add up,
Yeah.
I believe. in
Okay,
science.
got through.
Gaming.
Ultra gaming.
Thieves broke in.
Wait, did I get? I almost missed the first guy key. I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no.
the way
Wait, did
there.
I miss it? No, I didn't.
No, well, I guess you didn't. Better
Wait,
to
wait,
check
wait.
than to forget, though.
Okay, I guess I actually did forget it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's lots of things to keep track of in this level, which, good thing you went back.
Yeah. Like I almost stopped and headed back up for a second because it looked the same as Malik's house. Wait, where? Okay. Allow me to think. Okay, okay. Now you can explain
Yeah.
the from old to new to old to new.
The save jump, yeah.
The save jump.
So, in NMG, you would in old GameCube NMG, the olden days, you would still have to do quite a bit of this level in order to beat it. But that got changed. There's like way new routes, and the whole meta got flipped upside down. What they used to do is save jump, which Sauci is actually going to do now. It's
Wait,
resurface
not
in all quests.
now. I forgot something.
You
else.
forgot something.
I
What a
forgot
tease.
something else.
Well, it gives me some more time to talk about it.
Yes, it
Um,
does.
But what he's going to be doing for that is, in this game, there's obviously fall damage, and in this game, every physical location is usually kind of close to each other. Even if it's something like an interior in the game, they tend to just put it a reasonable distance beneath the map, and what Bilbo goes through a door, he just warps there. Which is a pretty normal way to handle that kind of thing. But that means that Sauci can actually jump out of bounds, jump to that beneath ground interior to skip a whole bunch of puzzle sections you would normally have to do, which fortunately aren't quests, but the end of it is a quest. And he will be jumping towards a save point, saving before he hits the ground, which in turn will allow him to spawn back on that save, and actually he'll die once, but he'll have saved there, and he will survive after he loads the save, because that fall damage won't be relevant anymore, because he just spawned on that save and hadn't fallen the whole way.
Also, since you brought it up, jumping right out of balance
How are we
is
looking? Did we have
the,
it?
the trick. The trick I just did prior is that, except you immediately jump back in. You have to go to the bottom of a rope and get up right before it breaks. All right, don't
Oh,
crash.
right. That was starting that
Yeah.
puzzle section.
Got it.
But then he jumped back. Nice. So that's save jump, saving right before he would hit the ground, so that when he reloads, he is still right there. And that's pretty much the last quest that Sauci has to do. He
Yeah.
still has to get one more bottle, I believe, at the end.
Yep.
But the
Mr.
last
Ballin.
thing of interest.
Yep.
So it's been a bit of a struggle to get through a warm welcome, but definitely the hardest level.
When I started this, I deliberately chose not to look at the time. Can you tell me what that time is now, MK?
Do you want to know?
I'm willing.
You are willing? Okay, we're at 1:03:15 on my screen right now. That's another 22 minutes for your estimate.
Holy
You could be doing better, but I think you
could
can still manage.
could be. My PV is like it was like 110.7.
Just gold everything.
Yeah.
Just find new strats right now.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't done the inside information in an actual run before. Like,
Oh, is that something you're doing for like a first time here?
and I missed 2
In a
quests.
foreign?
I still missed.
Uh,
Oh my god, I forgot
you
the
didn't.
bottle. I forgot to get
oh,
invalid run.
I
That's
say
what
we
we
just-
love to see.
yeah. Yeah, normally that would invalidate a run, but I think for the sake of the marathon, we just keep going, right? Really, the only thing he missed was at the end. Supposed
One
to
of-
enter one more house, open a chest.
One of the goofiest parts of this category is when you forget, like, things that in the game usually no one would care about, but it's absolutely required for this category. And because of that, I have,
Yeah.
like, generally all quest runners, including me, I have to really force it into my brain, specifically with something like Fire Quest. But that time, that ain't happened.
Yeah, I mean it's also just like a quirk of the way the game is designed. When you finish a quest, there isn't too much visual feedback. Like you'll get a little icon in the top right of the screen that flashes for a second, and maybe a cutscene that you can instantly skip. But like, it's easy to lose track of what you actually have and haven't done because it just lets you pace through it so quickly, which is great for a speedrun. Keeps the pace nice and high, keeps the tempo fun.
It also, for some quests, it seems to just go count as 2.
Yeah, because sometimes it has like the sub quest and the main quest, and it like checks off both when you get the last one and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So right now, for inside information, the main objective is just to get past the dragon, but in the all quest run, you will also be collecting a bunch of stuff on the way, and you will have to be doing every step of the level as normal. Well, roughly as normal, because a lot of the things in this level are intended by the quest selection thing, the quest list thing. So what he's done, he's set his clip warp back beneath by a specific place by the gold coins, and this next section has him dodging Smaug's breath and advancing through this. But what he can actually do is this is just that same part of the level he was earlier. So he clip warps back to a safe spot, which happened to be right at the end of this section. You can just skip having to dodge the fire and all that.
One of the newer all quest tricks that's literally just easier than playing the game normally.
True. So coming up is surprisingly, well, pretty complex series of events from a technical standpoint.
Before I land here, I just want to say I will take 0 damage. I still don't know why. That is a feature. See, I just jumped into the water. Nothing. I am God.
Everyone knows water does no damage to you as long as you long jump into it. In real life, this is not advice. That
If your knees land in it, your knees are fine. You're not.
True. Okay, so this section, there's this big cave is basically filling up with water, and if you plug these holes by sliding blocks on top of them, then the whole cave will fill up with water, which will raise this platform, and the intent of that is to let the dwarves cross to the other side to be able to get past Smaug here. Get
All
through the
of
to the other
these
side.
all of these blocks have easy alignments, except for one, and that's the one I'm doing right now. I still have to move it around a bit instead of flipping it, and it is pretty easy to get right, but I have gotten it wrong, I think twice in runs,
It
and
happens.
yeah, I was a little peeved.
sucks.
I was a little peeved by it.
I get it. So he's actually doing this out of order. He is placing all the higher blocks first, and he hasn't plugged the bottom hole yet. The reason for that is because once you get this all going, you would have to wait inside here and slowly rise with the water, which you don't want to do. So what he's doing is he's climbing all the way back up after setting all these blocks. And I think we had a little lag spike here again. But what he's doing after he's pushed that block, I'll just give the... Oh, never mind, we're back.
Unfortunately, y'all missed
what you
a
missed-
decent bit
Yeah.
in terms of
He just
like what it is.
back up. Yeah. He just jumped back down and warped back up, and he interacted with... well, not yet, actually. So now what he's
I've done
doing,
two
in the background,
items.
this water's rising with the platform, which takes a good bit of time. So instead he's getting all the other quests, which is getting all these treasures that are spread around this room here. And he can come back and turn those in just in time for the water to have risen and for him to complete the level, which saves time over having to wait for all that. This is a little bit of a time
Got it.
segment though.
Got it.
Nice. So what could happen is if he wasn't fast enough, he could have been locked out of the quest because the water would have been raised too early.
That is one of the harder things specifically about all quests. If you don't already have enough prior experience with the game to be good with the movement.
Yeah, definitely. And you're gonna have to do a lot of it in all quests.
Oh my god, I'm moving like this. I just said that and it took me like it used 30 seconds to get the necklace.
Yeah, that may have looked really awkward, and that's because it is. Those
Yeah.
coins that you're walking on force Bilbo into like this weird sneaking animation and like
Yeah.
turn him around in the direction of like the coin hill, and it's so awful if you're playing through it. It's just
Yeah.
like such a jank thing you have to get
And
used to.
specifically with the last guy I just gave the thing to, he isn't in the trigger that would cause everyone to just go.
Yeah.
So we
he's
can
the
still
one
get
exception that
all.
you can get after.
That's the reason we don't immediately get the necklace.
Yep.
And here goes. Oh my god. I am all...
You'll be all right. I'll do some yapping. So the Gathering of the
Please,
Clouds
please.
is basically just the dwarven old fallen kingdom, and the objective here is to obtain the Arkenstone, and the side quests are, well, actually there isn't too much you have to do that's truly optional.
Mhm.
That's just like you're always working towards that goal. But normally it's easy enough to clip out of bounds and get the Arkenstone super early. However, in all quests, you pretty much have to do every prerequisite to go and get the Arkenstone. So that includes these slow sliding block puzzles. That'll include some water puzzles later. So it's quite
small
a
little trick
good
about
long
it
level.
is you can flip into the space because it goes through the top rather than just slowly pushing it, because flipping is like light years faster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Zoe. You gotta grow up. Eat your greens. Or eat your alt quest. I guess.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
So these block puzzles
Everything's edible
are,
if you fry it.
Their main purpose is just to open the doors to all the different rooms, and it's kind of just a cutscene. You're just sitting there pushing them. There's not too much you can do. Next up,
I'm gonna
I
have
remember
to
most of
explain
this
the route because it is a lot different. I'm gonna set a clip warp up here heading into the gear room. I'm not gonna clip back from the gear room. It's for something a lot later in advance.
Yeah. I know the route you're doing. I'm pretty sure. I have to like relearn it to do all the timing and stuff for the new route, which is a nightmare to time, by the way. If you're someone who does labbing for speedruns and you time routes and all that, you know that it gets a nightmare when you have like a long level with so many objectives, so much
Yeah.
backtracking.
How long did it
I'm still a
take
bit
you
familiar.
to edit the comparison video for the new AOP?
The AUP?
Yeah, how long did it take you to edit that comparison? I assume that's like one
The
of the
AUP
annoying
wasn't
parts.
too bad. because there was only like a few actual differences in gameplay.
Mm.
So I'm not sure. Probably like half an hour. Not including the time to record the other segments. But I remember just from like conceptualizing the route to actually having the comparison for the new gathering, that took like 4 or 5 hours.
And also, everyone say, yippee, I just walked through a pillar.
Yeah. Walls are a suggestion in The Hobbit 2003.
Especially PC.
Yeah.
Never played GameCube. It's not the glitch. It's not the funny classic. It's still okay. Yeah, you should because it is cool. And there are also a lot of
they
other.
have
there
their
are-
perks.
And there are also a lot of other speedrun games on GameCube. Playing the Hobbit would get you adjust to the controller.
I feel like the GameCube Hobbit still has its own niche. Especially
Yeah.
on GameCube, there's quite a bit less wall clipping, which generally means you're gonna have to fall back on some of the other tricks a lot to go fast in the NMG speedrun or other speedruns, which kind of changes the route in some fun ways, I'd say. I think we're having a small lag spike today, but
okay.
it couldn't be a better time. You're just missing out some turn-based puzzles.
Yeah.
He's trying to connect valves.
I
to,
am about to do an interesting
get
trick
the volume.
involving them though. So
You are, but
Yeah.
the trick won't be interesting until the very end when you actually get to see the payoff.
okay.
But
Stream
I
stream
guess we
back
can
on.
talk about it.
Stream back on. Okay, it's back on.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
You are chilling.
and crap, I'm already forgetting what to do. Okay. Please tell me I got it. I got it. Let's go.
Gaming.
Absolutely gaming. I don't even know if I'm remembering the route for this right. Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. So
Yeah.
what Sauci did was Sauci actually
Oh, wait.
set.
I
Wait.
forgot to use the clip warp. I did not use the clip warp. Let's see
You
if I.
said it, right?
Yeah, I did set it, but I did not use it.
You used it to.
Nope.
I don't know how you meant to use it then. But either way, what's happening
Got it.
now is.
Teleported straight back, and now I'm just gonna jump on the thorn statue, and I'm gonna miss jumping on the thorn statue. Very cool.
Oh wait, you're doing this route.
Yeah. See?
Oh, okay. No, I was lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing a different route.
I
Never
still
mind, okay,
I still
can't
am
give
in
you too
love
much
with
info.
this route. I would never
And
switch
this route
this out
is,
for
is
current.
kind of the inspiration for the new route
Yeah.
because of the. It kind of showed like how the level loaded in different ways, especially when coming from the water room, which is very interesting in this game's routing. Is the way parts of the level loads isn't just like how close you are to it. There's very specific boxes that load the next part of the level that you can go through, but you can also intentionally try to avoid. So a lot of routes, as you've already seen and as you're seeing now, involve hitting triggers in very intentional ways to load and unload parts of the level to keep it in the optimal state for speedrunning.
I think I've held my clip warp. Let's go. Now,
Let's go.
there is an easier alternative for just slow boosting off the thing. Oh, I have to go on the cart. I have to go on the lifts. At some points, I think I accidentally loaded this lift section back in, but I still don't
I
lose.
think because you rode the.
Yeah, it was. I still don't lose
You
warp.
rode it too far.
I still don't lose
Yeah,
warp.
you'll be alright. A little bit of improvisation.
Yep. Oh, don't
So
jump
the next
off
part
of that.
the next part of gathering basically just involves making a bunch of keys to actually open up the Arkenstone room.
Yeah, and you
which is what
only
he's doing at the
and you
forge.
only need to use one of them.
Like any forge I've ever seen.
But
Yeah.
for all quests, you just have to make all of them.
Yeah, it doesn't check whether or not you actually use them.
Nope.
So he's still holding his clip warp through all that. So for that, it means that he doesn't want to stand still on the ground
Yeah.
or like walk around on the ground for too long.
I'm not
so he's
gonna.
actually going to be.
Yeah. I'm not gonna slow boost onto it. I can just
That's
jump from the
fine.
side.
Yeah, that works too.
It's too risky for.
the main
Actually, it's
point-
not that risky. Lose like 20 seconds.
Yeah. The main point is that he's making sure to actually activate this little interaction while he's still airborne.
Slow boost for
Because,
swag. Got it.
Let's go. Because while he's airborne, his safe position isn't updated. So his safe position is still way back where he wants it to be, and he can go ahead and abuse that whenever he wants. Although I'm thinking main room might not be loaded anymore because of the way you enter this room. So your flip warp back might void you out.
Oh, I'm not clip warp. I'm not warping back there.
Oh, you're not warping back this time? Okay.
No, I'm just warping back somewhere else. But it is in the main room though.
Okay. I don't know if you've done your homework on if it's loaded or not, but be warned, it might not be the same as you're used to.
I've been consistently playing with this route since Crix first thought it up. If I remember correctly. Okay, let's see. Come on. And you were right.
Unlucky.
Damn it.
Yeah, I think it's because you didn't jump in.
It may have been the lift. Oh wait, no. I think I set the warp at the wrong place. I see.
I personally think it was because you entered the forge the way you entered it with the lift instead of jumping through the outer bar section, and there's a
because like I
loading
see
trigger
all
there.
I see all the water.
Yep. I think we just load a little
Yeah.
save here.
Well,
A little
man,
bit of
don't we
that's
just
another
love this game?
challenging thing. Yeah, that's a challenging thing. A lot of these routes hinge on a lot of things going right, and when the route is as complicated as the gathering route, where you end up like really messing with the load triggers to do stuff in a very specific way, if you make a mistake, it's hard to have a backup for every situation. So a little bit of a marathon debuff going on.
Okay. Oh, and I didn't even hold the clip. I loaded into something with the clip.
Yeah, you can just go back. the
Yeah,
normal way.
no, I could just go to the lift.
So we're just gonna see this.
The game's a
key
lot more
section.
enjoyable than it looks with this, but trust
I
us.
mean, really, people are still having a good time, right?
Yeah,
And if
Well,
you aren't, I don't want to know.
like one of my favorite things whenever I'm doing with this game is just testing the glitch, like playing with the glitches. I don't find any. I just like messing around with the ones, especially recently, because of the new All Quest stuff. Like
Yeah, it's fun.
AUP is like genuinely a lot more fun now.
I'm
Except
personally of the opinion that the broken stuff in this game is more fun than the working stuff in this game.
it is. It really is. And there's only a small stack of games you can say that for. Oh, did I actually turn off?
Yeah. And I personally don't think the base game is as bad as some people say it is.
Mhm.
It definitely does have. I don't like the combat, but I think the just glitches and weird mechanics are actually just so interesting.
Mm-hmm. And with GameCube, there's like, it's a weird thing. Like there are less differences than you expect, and then there are more differences than you expect at the same
Yeah,
time.
it's like there's only
Web
a few
skip.
things that are really different,
Web
but
skip, dude.
the consequences of them are very big.
Ooh, and I fell. Web skip is near impossible on GameCube.
Yeah, interesting quirk about the
Oh,
movement in this
died.
game. Oop, unlucky. What can you do? Go again. At this point, maybe we just go into TCB.
Yeah, so it looks cool with that.
Because that was pretty much the end of the level here. So I
So-
think for marathon's sake.
So it looks cool with that.
I don't know.
Man, I'm the greatest player to ever.
Mistakes happen.
Okay, Zojix is cool.
Yeah,
with
it's
that.
fine. All right. So
Yay.
all we're doing is he was basically at the end of the level already, just for the sake of making sure that the marathon stays on pace and people don't get too bored.
Marathons are showcases, not ESAs.
Yeah.
The
We're moving on to
Arkenstone.
the next level, which is the final level, and there really was only like 20 seconds more gameplay before the level
Yeah.
was done, if that even.
Oh yeah, let's. Okay, I have to change the audio again.
Fun times.
Okay. There's a neat little person here. So, let's spam. Oh, and that's like $2,000 worth of gems. I don't know. It's a lot of money. A lot of good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Alright. This is probably going to be the one that I don't choke like crazy on. Alright. There is a glitch where when you throw a rock and either switch weapon or go into ring mode, it will instantly kill at least most of the enemies, because there are a rare few this doesn't apply to, like the spider boss, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a weird damage change, and it's useful in this specific level. One of the few times you actually have to do combat in this game, even though otherwise it would be a very game-breaking bug.
Yeah.
But the point of this level is basically you're just trying to make it to the end, and
Got it.
really just the war with some real janky plot armor nonsense.
Aren't too many like actual quests to deal with.
Yeah. In terms of like routing, the route for all quests is very similar to one of the not even that old routes that was used in NMG.
Yeah. Like the most interesting part I could say is probably the clip warp, and it doesn't even, and it saves like 5 seconds.
Can I disagree with this? With complete bias, I think the most interesting thing is the rock throw.
Oh wait, oh yeah.
Because I personally
It-
found that, but I think it's just so fun that you can just
The clip was
lob
like the
that over.
first thing oh, you found it? Huh.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Oh yeah. I don't remember you ever saying that in the video. You gotta claim. You gotta do some. You gotta claim the check.
Claim the glory.
Oh.
I think it's in there, but maybe it wasn't like super exaggerated.
Okay. Where's the trigger? Okay. There's the cutscene trigger.
Yeah.
I
So,
think I
Sauci
don't even
skipped
think
a
I
little bit
saved
of
time with
backtracking.
that clip warp.
It's fine. It's a showcase, not a
Let's see. Does Gandalf walk with us? Nope, he's gone.
unlucky. Just a little.
All
quirk.
quests invalidated. Invalidated. We don't have Gandalf.
Not actually a quest, but if it was, that would be crazy.
It just
There's
feels.
just this weird quirk where sometimes Gandalf
doesn't feel right.
exists outside
It
of the
just doesn't
cutscene.
feel right about him.
Yeah, it's
All right.
new rule set. We base
Yes.
our verification purely off of vibes,
Honestly,
and the vibes are off right now.
just have a category extensions. That's all quests. Only the all quest runs that get Gandalf.
Yeah, we're like 2, maybe 3 minutes off of the end of the game right here. Probably closer to 2.
Thank God. Also, what I did there, in GameCube, you have to do a slope boost to get up to that barrel. In PC, you can literally just jump up there.
Yeah.
And then
you know
there's,
how that
and
works.
then casually there's a bunch of other stuff you have to do, but again.
So
you
coming
just
up
slope boost
right
stuff.
now is the quest is go to the other side of the bridge and lower the bridge by blowing up this barrel conveniently
Need to-
placed.
need to move
But
my-
instead, if you're on this side of the bridge, you can lob a rock just like perfectly
Got it.
over to hit that barrel from this side and skip having to go around, skip having to go past some enemies and hitting that from the other side. Which I think is just so fun because it's like you're not abusing any glitches or anything. You're just throwing a rock just a far distance.
I'm not good at the strat, but I'm gonna go for it because if it's another thing where it's similar to the old NMG GameCube.
Yeah. So time is coming up the moment Sauci interacts
With the last barrel.
The last barrel all the way at the top. I'll call it again when that happens.
Okay, thank you. Oh, and I got it.
First try.
Nice. Then in that case, it is the next barrel coming up the moment he
Yep.
interacts with that. It is time.
I'm gonna kill this. Okay, he just jumped away. Let's see. I have to wait another 10 sec. Okay. Oh, can I just go up there? Oh, nope. Okay.
little bit of
Three
a
to the
game
run
here.
time.
There
Yay.
you have it.
Tell me the time.
Hobbit Hallquist. 1:28:07. Only 3 minutes over estimate.
How?
Hours.
I mean, it's not even. It's
me
not. It's not a
hours.
valid run, but I'm still confused how 128.
You did fine. We got our showcase. We had our fun.
We got our showcase.
The vibes were good.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, right?
Okay. If it is first ever All Quest showcase, it's gonna be the greatest there ever will be.
So true.
Bjorn crushed
Bolg, the Goblin King.
The
goblins
Okay,
were
so
dismayed.
I kind of
but not
hijacked
defeated.
this situation. I don't know how
Suddenly,
the
Bill
stuff
was
is usually
solid.
ended here, the runs. So
You didn't hijack
Then a
anything. You came in
stone
clutch.
struck his head.
He saw no
I'm happy to
more.
hear that.
The
Battle raged around him.
A
A battle of 5 armies.
The
goblins were driven from the lonely mountain.
But
But Thorin, king under the mountain, lay dying.
He
He asked Bilbo for forgiveness.
In
I don't
his
care. Okay.
And all that because you pushed a barrel off a ledge.
Yeah.
Let it be known.
Turns out the barrel gave Thorin cancer. That's all that happened. Nothing else happened. That's the only canon. That's the only canon thing ever. Throughout
Anyway,
the
that's
cutscenes.
The Hobbit 2003 on PC.
Bilbo
The
saw a
Elfquest
crow and
Cowboy.
thought it was an eagle. Yeah.
You have any closing remarks?
Hi. Okay.
That's all you need.
Very, very fun, very cool. I genuinely have nothing else to say. That was pretty fun. Thank you for letting me in, Zoe. You're pretty cool.
I'll fill it for you a little bit. Make sure you check
And
out
also-
Sauci at Trollface Sauci on Twitch. The shout out is in the Twitch chat right now.
And also, thank
you
you to
enjoy it,
Kiri
give him a
for
follow.
getting Panda Express explicitly for this moment. And good luck with your golem run. Excited for that. Yeah, that's.
All right.
Let's see, I don't even know what to do after this. Let me check Runner General. Yep. You can go back to setup. You can do the transition to the other.